Welcome to Windsor Arena for Game 6 of this best-of-7 OHL Western Conference quarterfinal between the Windsor Spitfires and the Plymouth Whalers. I'm Scott Scannellberry, along with Alan Halberstadt. Here's a break for John Armstrong, going in on the left side, cuts and scores! Off the forehand, he beat Guadagnolo on his first shot on goal in this hockey game.
Armstrong is a first-round draft choice. He broke in all alone.
Fairly simple move. He had Guadagnolo back.
And the defense, unfortunately, looked like they're out for a cup of coffee on that one, Scott.
Peter Aston was the man closest to Armstrong. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Spits. It's O'Reilly across to Davis, through to O'Reilly. He scores!
Very well set up, Scott.
Snetzinger, I believe.
And he was a new mix on the power play. They put him on the point.
There's the original pass. Snetzinger makes the pass, goes to the net. O'Reilly to Davis, to O'Reilly, to Snetzinger, and he gets his stick on it and knocks it in. Now here's a long break. Here's Neal, and he scores!
Very similar play.
And what happened was Neal got tied up with Maunu out in center ice on the bump and got turned around, and the play developed so quickly, Neal had never gotten an opportunity to get back into his defensive zone.
Neal has had a big series.
And he just shot again. Guadagnolo maybe a little deep in the net.
Giving a lot of that glove hand side of the net to the shooter. Their penalty killing has been quite good too in this series.
There's a deflection in front, and it goes off Peter Aston and in.
Kind of got to feel sorry for...
There's McGinnis with the shot, and there the shot was going wide. It hit Aston in the glove. Cross ice. Shepley tried to feed it through. It comes to Fournier, and he scores. It's now 4-1 for the Whalers, who benefit from some good bounces there.
And it's continuing tonight.
Here's Maunu got his stick on it, and it came right back to Fournier. There were a couple of bounces there. There's the cross-ice pass. The shot, it hits Maunu's stick, and there's Fournier right on top of it. Hustling over to keep it in is McPhee. He plays it to Garlock at the top of the circle. Backhand pass to Bickle out in front. Aston scores!
There's Aston finally. 2 seconds left in the penalty, and that should be a big pick-me-up, not only for Aston.
There with the one-timer from about 15 to 20 feet out in front. Davis slowing things down to O'Reilly. They play along the top of the perimeter. Bickle into Davis. Back to Bickle. There's the one-timer that hit a leg. Rebound. They score!
There we go. Cal O'Reilly.
Right there on the doorstep. And we've got a 4-3 hockey game, and the Spitfires will stay on the power play. Now here is another shot being blocked, but this time the Spitfires get the good bounce. Davis to Bickle, the one-timer. It hits a leg in front, but there's O'Reilly to sweep it in past Peters.
I think that was a questionable one.
Here's the Spitfires with a chance out in front. They score! Maunu!
Oh, now the building's alive, Scott. All within
just
about
8 seconds into the penalty.
All within about 8 minutes. Totally changed the complexion of this hockey game.
That's 4 power play goals in the game for the Spitfires. Bodies flying everywhere. There is the man in front. I believe that was McFarland. He got it across to Maunu coming in from the point. Aston comes over to help out his defensive partner and backhands it off the glass to Mickey Renaud, the rookie winger. In across the zone, drop pass to Soso, looking for an opening. He finds one, and McFarland scores!
I believe Merlini actually put that in, Scott. Well, Merlini gets it, but Soso's going to get credit.
Let's have a look. Here's Soso showing good patience, just getting it out in front, and it was Merlini.
Yeah.
Good call, Alan. Merlini knocked it in. Renaud, Soso
nice
showing some
by
really good patience here, waiting for an opening. Finally, just throws it to the net. Merlini hammers it around the boards, doesn't get by Aston. Fired to the front of the net. There's a loose puck. They score! Keaton Turkowitz.
Turkowitz on the backhand. Spitfires crashing the net again. They're getting the rebounds tonight, Scott, which they weren't in the previous games. I believe that's his first of the series.
Maunu just fired it to the net. McFarland was there. Turkowitz came in on the backhand and chipped it in. And this is something we have talked about throughout the series. Production from people other than Bickle, Davis, and O'Reilly. Cross ice with 13 seconds left. A diving effort by Aston. He gets it out to center ice, and here is Garlock to finish it. He scores! Here's the replay of the...
O'Reilly brought it up to Garlock.
Garlock tapping it in. The Spitfires faithful here at Windsor Arena show their appreciation to these young men who battled back from death's door. They were down 4-1 after one period of play.
6 consecutive goals. You don't see that too often.
To send the series back to Plymouth for a deciding game on Tuesday night.